Hello everyone, welcome to video lecture series of Communication Engineering. Today's topic is wideband FM. We have discussed that depending upon the frequency sensitivity, there are two types of frequency modulation. One is narrowband and the other is wideband. Narrowband I have discussed in the previous video. This video is about the wideband frequency modulation. Let us discuss. Just to remind you, what is frequency modulation? You can define the frequency modulation as a modulation where the frequency of carrier is varied according to the instantaneous value of the modulating or baseband signal. And the general expression for frequency modulated wave we have already derived and you must be aware with. ST is what? A times cos omega ct plus kf integral 0 to t xt dt. Where xt is the modulating signal, kf is the frequency sensitivity, and we can calculate the frequency deviation also. We have already calculated. Just to remind you, frequency deviation is denoted by delta omega and it is being calculated as the maximum value of kf into xt. Kf is a constant which is the frequency sensitivity. It means we can write it as kf mod of xt, its maximum value. So this is how we can calculate the value of frequency deviation. Now, depending upon the frequency sensitivity, which is kf, there are two types of frequency modulation. If the value of this kf is small, the value of kf is small, it means bandwidth is narrow and the type of frequency modulation is narrowband frequency modulation. Second case, when the value of kf is large, bandwidth of frequency modulation will be wide and the type of FM is known as a wideband frequency modulation, which we are going to discuss in this particular lecture. Wideband frequency modulation, or you can understand it as when the value of modulation index is very large. In case of the frequency modulation, then large number of sidebands are produced and therefore the bandwidth of FM will be sufficiently large. Therefore, this type of frequency modulation is known as a wideband frequency modulation. So for the wideband frequency modulation means large bandwidth and modulation index, its value will be higher than 1. As we have already discussed that the bandwidth depends upon the frequency deviation. Frequency deviation is more, it means bandwidth is large, and in case of wideband FM, the value of kf is large and the bandwidth of frequency modulation will be very, very wide. The application of wideband frequency modulation is commonly for the entertainment broadcasting like FM radio, television, etc. Now let us do the mathematical analysis. To start with, first let us take the expression for single tone frequency modulated wave. The single tone frequency modulated wave, the equation can be written as what? ST, which is equal to A cos omega ct plus MF sin omega mt. This is the general equation for the frequency modulated wave. And we know that when you are writing in the phasor form, this expression may be considered as the real part of the exponential phasor. Means we have to consider the real part. So moving ahead, what we can write? Complex phasor FM is what? A e raised to the power j omega ct plus mf sin omega mt. Just expanding both the terms, what we are writing? A times e raised to the power j omega ct into e raised to the power j mf sin omega mt. Just we have separated both the terms. Now, if you observe in this equation number 2, the second term, the second exponential, this is a periodic function. And what is its periodicity? The periodicity is 1 upon FM. It means now this particular term we can expand in the form of the complex Fourier series. So expanding, how to write down this expanded form of this particular term, the second term, as a complex Fourier series? We can write it as what? N varies from minus infinity to infinity. Cn e raised to the power j n omega m t. Here n is what? N is an integer. Its value varies. Here the value varies from minus infinity to infinity, and it is applicable for all values of t less than or equal to minus 1 upon 2 fm to 1 upon 2 fm. So for all values of t, for this particular interval, it is being defined. It means now we must be able to write down the coefficient Cn. How the coefficient Cn we can write? The coefficient Cn can be written as what? Fm integral minus pi upon omega m to pi upon omega m e raised to the power j mf sin omega mt into e raised to the power minus jn omega mt. We have written this coefficient because here in this particular like mathematical analysis, you are going to utilize the properties of Bessel's function, the property of complex Fourier series. So at some places you may find how to write down directly. So sometimes you must be able to recall the previously what you have studied in the Fourier series, what you have studied in your mathematics also, but here we are utilizing the directly property. To simplify it further, which we say question number 3, because it seems little bit complicated, let us substitute omega m into t as a x. So because you can see at various places you are finding the term omega m into t. So let us substitute it with x. So what we are getting now? Cn is what? 1 upon 2 pi integral minus pi to pi e raised to the power j. Just we are combining both the terms from equation number 3. First is mf sin x, and from the second we are getting minus nx because we have substituted omega m into t as x. This is equation number 4. Here if you observe and recall, then on the right hand side, the term which you are observing in this equation number 4, that is nothing but the nth order Bessel's function of first kind with the argument mf. And this function can be represented by jn times mf. So when this can be represented by jn mf, so what we are going to write it as e raised to the power j mf sin omega mt, that is equal to what? Summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity jn mf e raised to the power jn omega mt. Now what we can do, we can substitute this value of e raised to the power j mf sin omega t into the above equation. This is what our requirement was. So because we have to substitute this value into the equation number 2. You can see here you are getting a term e raised to the power j mf into this. So substituting this particular value from here, which you can say from equation number 5, and substituting it into the equation number 2, what we are getting? We are getting the term as a e raised to the power j omega ct summation n minus infinity to infinity jn mf e raised to the power j n omega mt. Rearrange the term. A is a common, summation jn mf, and just combining both the exponential terms we are getting this particular equation. Let us say this is the equation number 6. And here in this particular equation, equation number 6, the real part of the right hand side, you observe the right hand side portion, and the real part will provide us the expression for frequency modulated signal. So now you have to write down the real part of right hand side of the equation number 6, which will gives us the expression for frequency modulated signal, which we are getting as what? A times summation jn mf cos omega ct plus n times omega mt. This is the equation number 7. And if you observe this equation number 7, this is nothing but it is the converted form of the original equation which we have taken in the starting as a single tone frequency modulated equation, but this is the modified form only. Here you can observe it consists of the Bessel's function, right? So equation number 7, this is the modified form of the single tone frequency modulated wave, but it consists of the Bessel's function, and Bessel's function can be expanded in a power series form. How it can be expanded into a power series form? Jn mf, that is what? Summation minus 1 raised to the power m, mf upon 2, its power n plus 2m upon this particular term. So here this particular property, you must remember how the Bessel's function can be expanded as a power series form, and there are various properties of the Bessel's functions which you must remember by considering the different values of n. N is a integer, and if we take the positive values of the integers, some of the important properties of Bessel's function. First property is for even values of n, Jn mf, this can be written as what? J of minus n times mf. But for odd values of n, it can be written as what? Jn mf, that is equal to minus j minus n mf. Second property is for small values of the modulation index. For the small values of the modulation index, if you calculate, if you substitute, and it is equal to 0, so J naught mf, this is approximately equal to 1. For n it is equal to 1, you will be getting J1 mf, that is approximately equal to mf upon 2. And Jn mf, it is approximately 0 for all values of n which is greater than 1. And the third property of the Bessel's functions can be summarized into this particular form: square of the terms, summation of this term you will be getting as 1. So if we are going to utilize the first property of the Bessel's function, then equation number 8 can be written as, means by utilizing this property. So equation number 8 and 7, if you combine, then we can write down the equation St, which is equal to what? A times J naught mf cos omega ct plus J1 mf. You just observe the term J1 mf cos omega c plus omega mt minus cos omega c minus omega mt. One upper band, one lower band. Second term J2 mf cos omega c plus 2 omega m cos omega c minus 2 omega m. One upper band, one lower band. This will help you to plot the frequency spectrum also. Plus third term plus fourth term. Similarly, you can write down the so many terms. Means, so you can evaluate the value of given pair of sidebands or the value of carrier. It is important to know what is the value of the corresponding Bessel's function, that you can observe from this particular equation, which is, you can see the equation number 9. So if you observe this equation number 9, you can observe that this equation contains a carrier term, the first term cos omega ct, and its magnitude is what? A times J naught mf. It means the magnitude of the carrier term, it is reduced by a factor J naught mf. That is, in the case of the frequency modulation, unlike the amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier component does not remain constant. And from this particular equation, you can observe that theoretically there are infinite number of sidebands like omega c plus omega m, omega c plus 2 omega m, omega c plus 3 omega m, up to so on. And the amplitude of each sideband can be determined by the corresponding Bessel's function. You can see the term J1 mf, J2 mf. This is the corresponding Bessel's function. It means the presence of an infinite number of sideband components makes the ideal bandwidth for frequency modulated signal as infinite. This is how you can understand it. So accordingly, you can plot the frequency spectrum also. Frequency spectrum of frequency modulated wave. For this particular case, you can observe Fc is the carrier frequency, Omega is what? 2 pi fc. This is the carrier frequency. Upper sideband term, one you can observe fc plus fm. Second is fc minus fm. Another upper band fc plus 2 fm. Lower fc minus 2 fm. So on this particular x-axis, if you are plotting the frequency, on y-axis if you are plotting the amplitude, you can observe infinite number of side bands as we have discussed in the previous equations. So in this diagram you can show the carrier signal, upper side bands and lower side bands. And here you can see, since the amplitude of the FM signal remains unchanged, power of the FM signal will be the same as the unmodulated carrier. And when you are going to calculate the power, total power in the case of the FM, you must remember this is nothing but A square upon 2. A is the amplitude. So the power carried by the carrier term, it depends upon the value of the Bessel's function coefficient, which is J0 MF. Some of the important points which you must remember: FM wave consists of carrier, the first term which was represented in equation number 1. Equation number 9, there are infinite number of side bands. Amplitude of carrier and side bands depends upon the J coefficient. Value of J coefficient, it depends upon the modulation index, and modulation index determines how many sideband components have significant amplitudes. Some of the J coefficients can be negative, therefore there are 180 degree phase shift for the particular pair of bands. Carrier component does not remains constant as J0 MF is varying. Certain values of modulation index, the carrier component will disappear, and those particular values are known as the eigenvalues. So when you are going to plot the curve, when you are going to plot the spectrum of FM signal for the different values of the modulation index, you can see in some of the cases carrier components will be disappear. In case of FM, total transmitted power always remain constant. Next is the Carson's rules for the practical bandwidth calculation. In this particular case, you must remember, when you have to calculate the bandwidth for the wideband FM, since the frequency spectrum of wideband, its bandwidth is infinite, so practically it is difficult to calculate because we have to observe how many sidebands have significant amplitudes. If we are able to identify this particular term, we can utilize the formula bandwidth is equal to twice of FM into number of significant sidebands. When modulation index increases, number of significant sideband increases, it means bandwidth also increases. So there is one method, one thumb rule, one thumb formula which is used to calculate the bandwidth of wideband FM, which is the Carson's rule. This rule states that the bandwidth of FM wave is twice the sum of frequency deviation and highest modulating frequency. Frequency deviation is denoted by delta omega and modulating frequency is denoted by omega m. So the formula can be written as what? Bandwidth is equal to twice of delta omega plus omega m. You recall the formula for the modulation index. So MF is what? This is nothing but delta omega upon omega m. So utilize this particular property. This equation or the formula can be written as what? Bandwidth. This is equal to twice of delta omega can be written as what? MF into omega m. So first term is MF into omega m. This is omega m, and second is already omega m. Sorry, this is not MF into omega m, plus second term is omega m. This is how you can write it. First term is this only. So now what this particular equation will be? Bandwidth you can calculate as twice the sum of MF omega m plus omega m. Right? You must remember it, because now we are going to consider the different conditions. So regarding Carson's rule, two special cases we can consider. The first case for the narrowband FM. For narrowband FM, if the value of delta omega, that will be very less than omega m. So the value of delta omega is less than 1, which is the case when the MF is less than 1. You must remember here modulation index is less than 1. So in this particular equation 1, since the value of MF is, this particular term is less than 1, so what we can write over here? First term will be ignored, or if you simplify this as bandwidth, which is equal to 2 times omega m 1 plus MF. Since the value of this is less, so here what we can write down, bandwidth, this is equal to twice the omega m for narrow band, right? Second, the case for the wideband FM. In case of wideband FM, we know that the value of modulation index, this is greater than 1. This is greater than 1. At the same time, the value of delta omega will be greater than modulating frequency. So from this particular equation number 1, you can visualize MF is also greater than 1. This particular term, this is greater than 1. So here we can write down the bandwidth, which is equal to twice of omega m into MF, because here MF is very higher than 1. This value is relatively higher than 1. So in this particular manner, we can calculate the bandwidth. And you know that what is MF into omega m? MF into omega m is delta omega. So from here, you can also write down the bandwidth is twice of delta omega. So these are the two cases you can consider for the narrow band and wide band. Now the effect of variation of modulation index on the spectrum of FM signal. Modulation index is what? Ratio of frequency deviation upon the modulating frequency. So MF is what? This is the ratio of delta omega upon omega m, or it can be written as KF into VM upon omega m. From here you can observe that modulation index MF can be increased by reducing omega m first, if you reduce the denominator term, or if you increase the numerator, means by increasing VM. So these are the two ways via which modulation index can be increased. So for the different values of modulation index, you can plot the frequency spectrum. First case is for MF, it is equal to 0.5. Second is for the modulation index 1. Third is for 2.5. Fourth is for the 4. So for different values of modulation index, you can draw it. But you must remember how the modulation index can be increased or decreased. At the last, let us discuss the comparison between narrowband FM and wideband FM. There are various factors upon which the comparison can be made, but some of the important factors I have listed out over here. The parameter, first parameter is modulation index. For narrowband, its value is less than 1, while for wideband, its value is greater than 1. Second factor is the maximum deviation. It is 5 kHz in narrowband and 75 kHz for wideband. Modulating frequency range variation also you can see, 20 Hz to 3 kHz in narrowband, 20 to 15 kHz in wideband. Maximum modulation index, it is slightly greater than 1, but for the case of wideband FM, it varies in between 5 to 2500. Bandwidth you can calculate for narrowband as twice of FM, we have seen, which is the same as the case of the amplitude modulation wave. But for wideband, the bandwidth can be calculated by the use of the Carlson's formula, and that gives us the bandwidth is equal to twice of delta omega plus omega m. And here it gives us the value approximately 15 times greater than the narrowband frequency modulation. Applications of narrowband FM in case of the police, wireless, ambulance, ships, while wideband is commonly used for the entertainment broadcasting. Thank you so much for watching this video.